this is the type that tends to come up in the exam, okay? These type of questions here, and there's a slightly different approach you've got to do to rationalise the denominator compared to the previous question. But again, it's just one method. Once you get used to it, you're fine. But just to show you that you can actually see on the calculator what the answer is, right? So if I put 1 on the top, using the fraction button, 1 on the top, and then 5 plus root 3 here, and if I press equals, it'll actually give me the answer, right? So the answer is 5 take away root 3 over 22. And you can see now the denominator has been rationalised. We've got a rational number on the denominator. Okay, well, there's the answer, but you've got to show your work in, okay? So how do you do it? How does the calculator do it? Well, what we do this time is we times top and bottom, just like before, but this time, because there's two terms, you write the two terms, but you do with the opposite sign. So, because you see there's a plus in the middle, we're going to times by 5 minus root 3, okay? So it's the same two terms, but you just switch the sign. So if there's a plus there, you put a minus here, and times the bottom by the same. Okay, all right. So then, you know, there's a bit more work involved, because if you notice, if we timesing the bottoms here, we're going to have to do FOIL, yeah? Okay, so there's a little bit of work here. But the top is quite nice, because you've just got 1 times this. So that's just going to be 5 minus root 3 on the top. The bottom is a little bit more work. So FOIL, if we do firsts, 5 times 5 is 25. Outers, 5 times root 3, or minus root 3, isn't it? It will be minus 5 root 3. Inners, root 3 times 5 is plus 5 root 3. And then lasts, root 3 times root 3 is just 3, isn't it? Okay, root times itself is the number inside there, which is 3. And of course, because there's a plus times a minus, it'll be minus 3. Now, what I want you to notice, the clever thing that happens here is that the outers and inners cancel, don't they? And that will always happen when you do it this way. Okay, when you times top and bottom by the same as this, but switch the sign, this will always happen on the bottom. And you get then 5 minus root 3 over 22, isn't it? Just as I said in the calculator. Okay, part B. Okay, again, we're going to rationalise. This time we're going to times by 3 minus root 2. Yeah, so it's the same terms as on the bottom, but you switch the sign, right? So it's a minus. So if I times the top, okay, to start with, well, we're timesing by 5, aren't we? So 5 times 3 is 15, and then 5 times root 2 is 5 root 2, or negative 5 root 2, all over. Right, let's do the firsts. 3 times 3 is 9. Outers, 3 times root 2 is 3 root 2, or minus 3 root 2, isn't it? There's a minus in front of the root. And then inners, 3 plus 3 root 2. Notice they cancel again, yeah? They always will. And then the lasts, root 2 times root 2 is 2, and of course it'll be negative 2, so there's a plus and a minus. So you get 15 minus 5 root 2, and 9 minus 2 is 7, okay? And you can check on your calculator. I would always check on my calculator just to make sure that that is what the answer is, okay? So I've got that, oops, I press equals, and it comes out exactly, look, exactly 50 minus 5 root 2 over 7, exactly as I've got that. With the last one on here then, rationalising it. Now this time, of course, I'm going to write 4 on root 7, but this time I'm going to write it plus. Because remember, you've got to do the opposite sign. So if it's minus there, you need to write a plus here. Okay? So, on the top, 9 times 4, which is 36. And 9 times root 7, which is 9 root 7. Underneath then, first, 4 times 4 is 16. Outers is plus 4 root 7. Inners is minus 4 root 7. They cancel again, look. And then lasts will be minus 7. So we get 36 plus 9 root 7 over, well, 16 take away 7 is 9. Now, sometimes, it doesn't always happen, sometimes you get a situation like this where we could actually simplify it further, because if you notice, 9 goes into both terms, doesn't it? Okay, so I can split the top up. I can say, look, this is equal to 36 over 9 plus 9 root 7 over 9. So I get 36 over 9, which is 4, and then 9 over 9 just cancels, so I get that as my answer, and that'll be confirmed on the calculator.